What is good, everybody? Welcome to the Film Bros Podcast, episode number 9. We're almost at 10. We're that close.
Senor Gucci.
We're not talking about Gucci first.
Senor Gucci.
We're talking about...
You missed your taxes.
Missed my what?
500 million taxes.
I don't think you can nail the accent as well as Jared Leto.
As well as Lady Gaga.
We'll get to it in a
Russian
second.
accent?
We'll get to it in a second.
Go ahead.
We'll get there. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Go ahead.
Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City. Big film. Not a big budget, but a big film. And this is technically the 8th Resident Evil movie. It's a reboot, but
Yes.
it's the 8th attempt. I never saw any of the Resident Evil movies because they just looked like a nightmare. And then I haven't played any of the games besides 4. I played 4 back in high school. Really great game. Really acclaimed franchise.
And you want to play all of them.
I'm gonna get to it. There's a lot of things I want to do in my life, and I'll get to the things I need to get to when I have to get to them. Played like a third of 7. 7's really cool, but I don't think I should lead on this because DJ here is a massive Resident Evil fan. You're nodding.
Very much.
Yeah.
But I can confirm that, yeah.
Why do you love Resident Evil as I turn on the fan?
The lore is insane, right? You have the T... I will admit, there's a lot of virus mutations that the virus actually goes to. You got the T virus and the C virus, and I think there's a B. And then you have the new ones, which I don't really fucks with, personally. What is it? Biohazard?
Number 7.
7 in Village, which I played most of 7, didn't finish it, and then Village I haven't touched at all. I don't like where they're going with it. But there's so much lore in the Resident Evil world that this movie series didn't convey just because the director was like real biased with his wife being the main character. And I'll just keep it at that. There's just a lot of lore to it. And it's really cool to like see all the notes you pick up in the games, and you're finding out like how the virus came to be and the corporation, the politics and all that. It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, were you excited for this movie?
Yes.
Before seeing the trailer? After seeing the trailer? Both?
I was excited before seeing the trailer. Then I saw the trailer and said that it looks like it's going to be accurate, but this looks god-awful.
Right.
Like, at least effects-wise. So, it kind of diminished my hype for me, but I still went in being somewhat excited to see what they would do with their adaptation of it.
Okay. I know enough of it. It's weird, I haven't played any of them besides 4 in full, but I'm a pretty big video game fan. I've kind of had to stop playing over the years, probably after high school, but back in the day, I knew pretty much a lot of what was going on in Resident Evil, even though I hadn't played it. It's a bit fuzzy for me right now. Like, I knew Umbrella was sketchy. Mm-hmm. I knew Wesker was an undercover villain. I wasn't sure about the specifics of everything. I knew about Raccoon City. I knew generally about the characters, even though I really only know Leon from Resident Evil 4. Mm. And so that's kind of where I stood, where I know the generalities, but I don't know the lore as, say, as someone like you. And that was kind of the appeal of Resident Evil to me, even though I haven't played them in full yet, even though I really want to, because I hear nothing but great things about a good amount of the series.
Resident Evil 5, Chris Redfield punching a boulder.
I played a little bit of that one, co-op, because that one's in Africa, right?
Yeah, Chris Redfield punches a boulder in that one.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
That's
kind of cool.
Kind of lame.
Punching a boulder is pretty cool.
You have to see it.
I feel like...
You have to play it.
Objectively speaking, it's a cool thing to be able to do.
Punching a boulder?
It'd be pretty cool.
The size of, like, a fucking house.
I gotta play all these games.
Okay.
5's co-op, so you gotta play it with me. And 6.
5 is good. It's just the boulder part.
Okay.
Personally.
Interesting.
6 is god-awful. We don't have to play
6 is god-awful?
We don't have to play it.
Kind of like this movie. A little bit. I will say, I wasn't excited to see this movie, but I knew DJ was a big Resident Evil fan. I was like, you know what? It's fun to talk about bad movies every once in a while. I really thought this was going to be the worst of the year. I went in expecting that. Mm-hmm. I didn't get that. It's probably like 10th or 11th worst of the year from what I've seen.
Okay.
There's some things surprisingly here that I kind of liked, but I am also coming from the perspective of somebody that hasn't played all the games, So some of the cool parts to me were shit I didn't know about the world already. So somebody like you that's probably already known all about this probably likes it. And there might be some differences here that I'm not sure. But there are some differences. I know, like how they change at least some of the characters, probably all of them. Like Leon's pretty different in this movie than he is in the game Resident Evil 4. But in a way, even though I didn't love the execution of him, I'm very cool with, and maybe this will be a discussion for us, where it's like you love when a comic book is like accurate. Like we were just talking, like Hawkeye, you love when they get the specifics right.
Yeah.
I'm cool with being specific, but I also think I'm very open to different interpretations of a character. I'm like with Batman, I don't know much about the comic of Batman, so every time there's a new Batman, I'm like, oh, what are they gonna do with this Batman? You know, he kills in Batman vs Superman. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a different interpretation of the character. So when you take Leon, who's like a pretty just cool guy in the games, he's still a rookie, but he's a cool rookie, you know. Here he's kind of treated as more of a joke, like an amateur. Didn't love it, but I appreciate them trying to do something with it. And I feel like this whole movie is kind of embodied in that. Like, maybe it tries to do a couple different things, but it doesn't execute them well at all. It's also got the disadvantages being made for $5, you know? They put no money into this movie.
What was the budget?
$5, $6.50, maybe? $6.50? They do not, like, it's the guys that made 47 meters down.
The budget is Dollar Tree?
It's Dollar Tree, dude. Acting, CGI, everything in this movie's fucking bargain bin. So what did you think of it? Because you're the Resident Evil fan.
I am the Resident Evil fan.
Yeah.
Yes. And me and my boy, we left the theater. And it was me, my boy's wife. Wife did not like it. My boy actually surprisingly liked it. Surprisingly liked it.
So, like, to what degree did he like it?
Very much.
Very much, okay.
Yeah, like an 8 out of 10.
Oh, shit, okay.
And I looked at him and said, bro, I really did like it too.
Really?
I really, really liked it.
You really, really liked it?
And I thought I was going to be the only one who really liked it.
Interesting.
And so I had this whole discussion with him because I knew we were going to film this. And I was like, yo, his wife doesn't know anything about the games, which is why I like it so much. It connects very well with the games. So I was like, all right, your wife doesn't like it, almost hates it. I know Chase is going to rip this. But where do I judge it from? A movie or a fan? And I have to go with fan on this.
Of course.
Because the audience, or their target audience, this is definitely like one for the fans. It follows the game almost verbatim. The only thing that it deters from is this whole orphanage thing, where Claire Redfield and Chris Redfield, they come from an orphanage underneath the doctor whose name is I used to know his name. There's something with a W.
Not Wesker.
No, not Wesker. I don't know.
You're talking about the dude that transforms at the end.
Yeah, Wilkins.
Okay.
The scientist of Wilkins. He takes in Chris and Claire, and they're orphans. That's not at all. Chris and Claire are part of the STARS organization, which is by Raccoon City Police Department. And basically you have your police officers, and then STARS is like the military tactical SWAT force. They go into the mansion, the shit leaks into the water, the whole city goes in flames. It's Leon, just coincidentally, it's Leon's first day. And that's another thing they changed. Leon in this movie is treated like a pussy. Like he doesn't know what to do. And in the games, what makes his character so likable is he's this try-hard rookie cop. So, like, in the games, he's actually there trying to piece everything together. And they're like, why haven't you left the city yet? He's like, well, because it's my first day. Like, something like that. Really corny and cheesy.
Yeah.
And in here, it's just like, why are you still here? He's like, I don't know. He just act like he's acting stupid. The movie had really cool moments when they're in the mansion and they're in the dark.
Yeah.
They can't see any of the zombies. And something I really like in zombie movies is when they show that a zombie is not overpowered, that it's just justified power numbers. So I like the scene when Chris is holding back like 3 fucking zombies, and then the dude upstairs getting fucked up, and it's just like there's just zombies everywhere, and he's shooting in the dark, and the only light you get is from the muzzle flash.
That's probably the coolest part.
I really like that. There was a couple. Did you jump at all? Any of the scares? No. There was actually a couple that got me personally because it was a misdirection. Like the one where the dude is picking up, I think it's Vickers. He's picking up someone's gun, and there's a zombie behind him. And so I'm thinking he's gonna run up to the dude, but then the zombie comes from screen right or screen left. I'm sorry. And so there's a lot of misdirected scares for me. The mood and tone of it is like really eerie. There's not really many jump scares. It's like an eerie feeling to it. Like the dog, when the dude is looking for the dog, and then the dog shows up. Usually the dog would be like, to scare. No. Turns around, the dog's there, and he's just getting back. He's like, oh shit, and the jump scare comes from Claire. I don't know. I'm going off on a rant. I really liked it. I really liked this movie. I didn't like the orphanage thing. I can get why someone would not like it for someone who doesn't know the games. And the CGI is god-awful terrible. It's absolutely horrendous. But I really liked it.
Okay. Now, from what I understand, I do know this is a combination of the first two games' story.
Yes.
Into one movie.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I just play both games instead of rewatching this movie?
Nothing's stopping you.
Okay.
Nothing's stopping you.
Interesting.
Did you hate it?
I didn't hate it, but it's kind of like the one family member that's not Uncle Gino that you don't hate them. You can tolerate parts of them, but you don't love them either. It doesn't mean you like them.
Would you rewatch it?
No. Why would I rewatch this? It's very bad in my opinion.
Okay.
Now I will surprisingly in this review talk about a couple things I like. I didn't expect to like anything in this movie.
All right.
Now, this is also... Is it me liking it because I haven't played fully through the games? Because there's definitely moments... I know I've seen cutscenes of the game where it's literally ripped from it. Mm-hmm. But I like how they're not really zombies in this movie. Now, it's not like that in Resident Evil, though, right? I'm assuming that's a change.
No, it's exactly like that.
So they're townsfolk that... are just because they don't really fully act like zombies. Is what I'm saying. They're still talking and they're still like that. I like that.
So the T virus was made to weaponize the human body, but it actually just reanimates the dead. So when you get the T virus in you, you basically start losing your sanity first. You're technically a zombie, but you're not dead, which is why their hair is falling out.
Right.
All this. So in the first 1 and 2, they're actually just they look like old people.
Right.
But it's not up until the military start coming in, start shooting them and all that. They start dropping, their jaws start coming off, everything starts coming off. Then they look like zombies, and the T virus kicks in, and it's all right, we'll come back to life.
Gotcha.
So that was actually very accurate.
And it was very cool. But do I give them credit because the people that made the game came up with that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because in the world that we live in, where they always adapt things and they don't get it right, I really like that they got it right.
Okay, fine. I thought
this is coming from someone who watched Cowboy Bebop, the live action, with roommate Adam. It was absolutely god-awful terrible.
Okay, interesting.
I commend them where they get it. They get it right.
All right, I see that.
But I can see it still being a bad movie.
To me, it's still like if you wrote a good paper, but you copied the paper from your boy who wrote it 5 years ago. It's still good, but it's not your good, you know? It's the same exact thing.
No.
I like Raccoon City. Not the look of it, but the idea of that's the thing. The things I like the most are things that come from the game that they just copy. Is that I didn't fully know that this is kind of where Umbrella was
So because it comes from the game, are you knocking it?
I mean, I'm just saying the things I like the most about it are just things they copy from the game.
Okay, I got you.
So my thing is, should I really just appreciate the game a bit more? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I have a point I'm trying to articulate.
I think you're knocking it because it's coming from the game, but you shouldn't knock it. It's like us watching The Witcher, and The Witcher takes it from the game, but The Witcher's good.
But the reason I like it,
the rating for The
reason
Witcher,
I like it
because it comes from the game.
Shh. That was my first time I had to shh. You could shh me anytime.
Go ahead.
I'm saying the things I like about this that make it original compared to a zombie movie. Can I really praise it for being a bit more original if it comes from being adapted from something else.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Really?
This is the argument. This is why studios can't make a movie adapted straight from the story it comes from. Because people like you are rating it and they're like, oh, it should be more original. But then we get original and then it's shit.
But it's not original.
So which one do we want?
I don't know what I want.
Netflix wants one of them.
I like people.
Netflix took Cowboy Bebop and did this.
Listen,
and stuck it up the
Chemo Zombies is cool. Them losing their hair is cool. Raccoon City being like this hub of Umbrella and it's this sketchy corporation, all cool. But it's just like, it's also probably cooler in the game because that's where the lore comes from.
Undoubtedly.
I'm just getting the lore told. It's like when I go through a traumatic story and I tell you that traumatic story and you tell somebody else that traumatic story. It's still a good story, but it's not coming from the source. You know?
It's a traumatic story.
Traumatic story.
Is that a good story?
We know what story I'm talking about from recent memory, but we can't talk about that right now. So, I also like when they're fighting in the mansion, and it's like, and it's survival horror. Like, he's got a couple bullets, then he's like taking out the knife. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know? The mansion itself, I'm like, this is pretty fucking underwhelming. It's like, I always hear about the Spencer Mansion. It's a big deal in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
They show up, they're like, here it is. It's fucking green screen. Fucking lame-ass box. There's, like, no distinction in any of the rooms. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was very, like... well, it could have just been two different movies. That's not what I want. But it could be two different movies.
I get it. I get it.
Did it include Resident Evil 3? Was that Nemesis at the end? It can't be, right?
Nemesis at the end.
The guy that transforms, was he transforming into Nemesis, or is that a different Resident Evil monster?
The guy that transformed is the same monster that the Leon shoots with the bazooka.
I understand. Is that monster Nemesis? Then?
No.
Okay.
No. Nemesis is oh my goodness, is a bioweapon made from Umbrella. So the things that they change in here, which is all thrown off by the orphanage thing, is Claire and Chris Redfield. They go to the mansion, part of STARS. Wesker ends up dying because he's supposed to steal the G virus, and he fails. So Umbrella's like, well, fucking Wesker failed. We're gonna send in a crew to go and recover the bioweapon ourselves, and let's also take out the whole STARS unit because they're gonna go on to say that, you know, we were responsible because they went in Spencer Mansion, found out Umbrella was involved. Then that's when the whole outbreak happens, and Claire is trying to find her brother Chris and runs into Leon. A bioweapon, I forget the name, but going off from the game and the memes, Mr. X, the fucking dude that walks, he's made to go and kill the STARS unit, but then fails because he's basically controlled. Then they make Nemesis, which is an upgraded version of Mr. X, because they're like, let's just give him fucking weapons. So that's Nemesis. But we don't get that because Claire and Chris are like orphans and a whole other deal. So we don't get that.
So I should play the games.
Yes.
And not wait for a second movie.
Yes.
Okay.
You play the games, and then when you watch the second movie, you can be like, okay, they got this right.
All right, I'll get to it.
But for people who don't know the games, I get it. I totally understand. I get it. And I usually would unbiasedly review it in that light, but I need to stick for the fans on this one, because this is one for the fans. So I give it a fan rating when we give it the rating. And I know it's bad.
Better as a fan.
I would love something better, but I feel like if we got something better and more expensive, the studio, it got so, I think the budget is affiliated with the concept that was probably pitched. So it was either have a high budget, but we need to do something for the mass audiences and like incorporate them, or you can get a low budget and you can like directly copy and paste.
I mean, again, I just want something good.
I know.
I don't want the red box version.
I know. I honestly would watch it again and want to watch it again.
Oh my god.
I honestly.
Why?
It was
I'd rather play the game with.
That was probably one of. This might be a daring statement, but probably one of the best video game to movie adaptations I've ever seen.
Yeah, but that bar is so low.
I know, which is sad.
It's so low.
It's sad.
I can't even compare it to anything.
Yeah.
That's like saying Iowa's the best state in the Midwest. Nobody cares about the Midwest.
We love you.
Nobody
Devin.
wants to live there. Devin, we love you. That's why it's the favorite. But no one wants to live there.
I'm clipping that. I'm sending it to Devin.
It's the best one. That's why we like Iowa. But we don't want to live there.
Yeah.
We're not built for it. He shoots a rocket launcher in the same train car.
Yeah.
Fucking
I know.
idiot.
I know. Which,
how did none of them die?
In its defense, that's in the game. That's why they did it. You shoot a rocket launcher, you could be right there, and you just get like the recoil damage. You just fall down. So I feel like that's why they did that.
He's shooting a bazooka in the train car.
I know. It's bad. I know. I get it.
Stupid.
I get it. I know.
They put a cow out there for no reason to get blown up.
Yeah, that was random. I don't know how they survived.
Stupid.
I don't know how they survived.
What's that cow doing there?
I know. Like the little girl. Why the fuck is this little girl tagging along with him?
Because she's in the games.
She's in the game. We're going to find out why. Sheena.
I don't care.
I see you.
Did you see the after credits scene?
With Wesker.
With Ada Wong?
Yeah. Ada.
Fucking stupid.
Ada.
Here's your glasses.
Yeah, I actually don't know if that's why he puts on his glasses. Or if he just does that just because that's his gimmick. I actually don't know, but... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. But Ada coming up to him and all that, that's pretty accurate. The glasses thing, I don't know why.
I don't care if it's accurate.
I know.
I care if it's good.
I know.
It's just so cheap. Like, they try and pull some Hereditary things sometimes where there's something in the background. But instead of doing what Hereditary does and, like, letting you find out for yourself, they just fucking zoom in on the thing slowly.
Yeah, I thought that was...
Like it's a fucking Disney Channel movie.
I thought it was creepy. Then you're talking about the truck scene.
The truck scene is the one I thought of doing at first, because at first you're like looking, you're like, is the chick there? That's cool. And then it starts zooming in. I'm like, oh, it's ruining it.
Okay, I see what you mean.
The zoom in ruins it. It makes it cheap and cheesy.
That's very like a 80s kind of horror flick kind of thing. They do like the Halloween movies. It's like the zoom in when Myers is in the back. I thought that was a interesting direction. I mean, it didn't take it out for me. I thought it actually heightened it. I thought it made it creepier because I would have missed it when they're zooming in on it and you can't like fully make out what it is.
But that's what makes it creepier, is if you do miss it and you didn't know.
No, because then you missed it.
No, because then when you see it later, you're like, oh, it's creepier.
If you rewatch it, but you're not gonna rewatch it because it's based on a $5 budget.
Right. $6.50. It's made for $6.50.
Give it $7.
No. That explosion in the train car was 3 cents.
The shooting in the dark, right?
Yeah, it gets boring though. Like it's so boring.
Damn.
It's cool the one time where it's like flashing, but then he like takes up his lighter and the zombie's like fucking playing role play with him and like going a bit closer. Then he's here, and then he's gone. Where is he at? Oh, he comes from the side. Like. It does, like the zombies the whole time. They're just like they're nonstop. They're coming at you. Why is he playing hide and seek all of a sudden? It makes no sense.
Wesker's betrayal.
So, I'm Wesker. Hey, I fucking did 35 girls right before I fucking showed up, dude. Let's go get this fucking virus, huh?
Did you laugh?
What was funny?
The dude.
How bad it was? Yeah, maybe I chuckled.
The dude in the prison. Down in the RPD prison cell, he's like the scientist.
Yeah.
And Leon's like, is he okay? And he's like, yeah, he's fucking great. It's fucking good because when everyone coughs, they cough out blood.
And then he ruins the joke. No, he's not fucking okay. It ruins.
I thought that shit was funny. The whole theater went laughing.
Yeah. Not mine. Mine was full.
Just silent.
Mm-hmm. I took a shit during this movie. I never do that. House of Gucci we'll get to. I didn't have to shit.
So you were watching the movie, you're like, I gotta take a shit, and then you took a shit, and then you got up and went to the bathroom.
Yes. That's exactly what happened. And then I took it out of my pants and tossed it at the screen, then I went to piss in the bathroom. That's exactly how that went down. I'm good with holding my bladder and my shit. I'll be in pain. Even if the movie's just fine and good, I'll be in pain to stick it through. But there was nothing happening for a second. They kept shooting. I was like, I have 3 minutes to go take a
Taking
shit
a
and
shit.
come back and didn't miss a damn thing, I don't think. You know what I did like in this movie? The creepy mask lady.
Don't know who the fuck that is.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Good addition.
I don't know who that is.
Creepy as shit. She's in
But
the
she
beginning.
took out a liquor. And I was like, what the
a
fuck?
liquor.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was
Thing
like,
with the tongue.
I was like, vodka? What are you talking about? A liquor. I was like, is that how these Florida kids talk? Hey, can I get a liquor?
Florida
like,
kids.
what
What
are
the
you
fuck is
talking
a
about?
Florida kid?
You're a Florida kid. You're from Florida. What do you mean?
Floridian?
Floridian. A Floridian kid. Is that any better? A liquor.
A liquor.
Oh, man.
A liquor. L-I-C-K-E-R. A liquor.
I understand now. Because it licks?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I didn't come up with the name.
My God.
But she killed him, like,
She
single-handedly. For fucking...
With her fucking ugliness. It's the ugliest person I've ever seen. Uglier than that actor from Spencer.
Damn. The rat.
The rat. Great guy.
And we ain't talking Mickey.
No. The Harry Potter rat. The whole movie's just, it's not good, to me.
So you like the addition of that girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was cool.
Thought she was pretty cool.
Yeah. But then she starts, like, hopping on the thing. And I'm like, your ass is a hunchback. Your ass can't be that agile.
Your ass can't hop.
No. Your ass can barely talk. You're convincing me you could run? Dumb. But in the opening, I was like, this is pretty cool. She's very creepy. It's like, what the hell is this? All the chemo zombies were very funny and cool. Like, they're hopping through the windows and shit. They're very
The dogs?
uncomfortable. Dog looked cheap as hell. Stupid.
Yeah.
It's the worst CGI I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the Clifford CGI was better.
This
but
is
it
damn
was.
near like a fan film at this point.
It is.
Like a fan fucking made
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Because the budget is
And
terrible.
fan films are fun when you make
the
them with your
fans.
friends.
when you
And don't put them in theaters. And just show them to your boys. You know? But we're on the big scale now.
That one scene with the guy walking while he was on fire, the music playing,
Oh my God, so dumb.
it was really bad. I know.
So dumb.
Even for me, I was like, what the fuck? And it was the music made it terrible. Like, there's a whole truck that fucking exploded. You have your headphones. There's no way.
No
No
shot.
way.
The CGI in that police department was stupid.
Yeah.
You're in this small, confined town, and you got fucking Mozart's best work of art that's 30 feet tall in your building. It doesn't make sense.
That's the game.
I don't care if it's the game. It doesn't make sense.
I know.
It's weird. Make it make sense. I like when the Raccoon City umbrella people start shooting at the citizens. I was like, that's cool. Death. Fun time. And the rest of it, I was like, this is cheap. This is bad. The acting is awful.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the acting.
Do you have anything to say? Good?
Let's move on from acting.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. They're
There's
all,
nothing.
They got no charisma. What are we doing?
Yeah, there really wasn't anything. Yeah, I actually didn't like it.
Some would say career
There you
ending.
go. There's a negative. Well, I mean, I said negatives, but I defend the negatives. Their acting is the acting's bad.
Not good
Yeah.
to me. I'm glad there's people that enjoy it. I just feel like this movie would work better as a video game. You know?
Yeah, they need to make it.
Yeah, I think so. I just feel like it would work a lot better.
Yeah,
There's some
I play it.
there's some foundational lore here
Yeah.
that I think works. But I still want to hear from it. What is there anything else you feel like it really?
I just
loved
have
about it?
I like seeing oh my goodness, when Claire, Leon, and the cop, and I'll actually get back to the cop as well. The cop, they're running down the hallway because the zombies have just entered the RPD, and you can hear them coming, but the camera's just like on the cop and them running through the hallway. I thought that was really cool. I thought it built it infused some anxiety-induced stuff in
You're
there.
right. It did infuse some anxiety because it was literally right after that is when I took my shit. I was like, it's time. It's time I could get out there real quick.
The cop going off on Leon when he showed up to the brief meeting.
Yeah, he's like, what you doing, rookie?
Yeah, and he just goes on this whole rant. I personally thought it was corny. There were people in my theater who laughed. Did you?
I didn't laugh at anything that was intended to be funny. Not a single thing. What do you mean? Why are you asking me genuinely? Like, Jason, you laugh? No, it's not for me. It's not my style. It made me very concerned because I was just getting excited for the Halo show. And now Halo is doomed, I think.
No, because see, Halo, they might adapt it in its own way.
I don't care if it's adapted perfectly, like everything's the same. I'd rather there be a little bit different, because like, then why am I going to watch something I've already played?
If it's a high budget, they're going to do their own thing, and they might spit in your face.
Oh my god.
But if it's on a low budget...
I really want the Halo show to be good.
I hope it's a low budget.
I'm going to be so let down by it. I'm going to see one fucking grunt, I'm going to be like, alright, I got to tune out. If the grunt looks as bad as the dog in this movie, we're doomed.
No, because it has a high budget.
Does it though? I don't know. It's on Paramount Plus. I love Survivor. Not the biggest budget out there. It's not the craziest budget. Their biggest budget project they've had so far is Paranormal Activity Next of Kin. Jeez. It was shot on a Sony. Their next biggest was Clifford. You're telling me the Halo show is going to be high budget? I don't know. I'm a little skeptical. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they dump every dollar they have into it. But the only thing they showed us was a teaser of his armor.
Either we're getting a low budget and it's gonna be accurate, and people are gonna like people who don't know it are gonna hate it, but people like you are gonna love it. Or it's gonna have a high budget and they're gonna take a shit in their hand. Take a shit in your hand.
Throw like a little fucking hand. Plasma grenade right at me.
They're gonna take a shit in your hand. Then you're gonna do this shit in your face, and they're gonna spit in your face, because that's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you right now, because that's what happened with Cowboy Bebop. And Adam was fucking tight.
Well, I'm glad Netflix isn't doing it. That's for sure. Netflix, if they're adapting something, I'm like, fuck no, keep it away from me. HBO, I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with that. Paramount Plus just gives me fucking anxiety, because you don't know.
Yeah.
You have no idea. It's crazy. Stars, I was like, okay, Stars has money. It probably won't be the best thing, but Stars has money. Paramount Plus, I don't know.
Stars has that Empire money.
Who watches that anymore?
Empire? Yeah. It was a big deal when it came out.
It was. What's a big deal now? Nothing.
They're still going
Halo could have been.
They're still going off the Empire money to this day.
My God.
That shit's making guap.
Is it?
Probably not anymore, but...
I was going to say, where's the relevant thing?
I think Resident Evil's solid. I'm gonna go ahead and give my rating, because I don't think there's not much else to talk. I've covered just about everything. It's really close to the game. I really like it. I could go into the lore of the game and all that, but we're not here for the game review of Resident Evil. We're here for the movie review, and I can just say that it gets a lot of things right. And I've already discussed the very few things that it did get wrong, but you know, I could look past it just because I commend them for sticking so close to the source material. So, while this may shock many people watching, for the people who are the fans, would love to hear from you and your thoughts. Comment below. I'm going to give this, and I'll rewatch it again to reevaluate. You look terrified of what I'm going to give it.
I'm a little terrified and sad because I may have to put a posting on Indeed after this, looking for a new co-host, because I'm concerned.
That's fair.
I'm kidding. I love DJ.
No.
But
this is gonna be my last episode.
But I am concerned for your mental health a little bit.
I know. This is. I actually want you to give it a rating first.
No, you already started with I'm gonna give my rating.
Okay.
So you become a man of your word.
All right.
And I don't care what number you say, I'm going to still love you.
Yeah.
But depending on the number you say, I will be a little concerned.
Okay. Yeah. I got you. I'm going to give Resident Evil.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
I'm going to give this... Oh, we don't do half points.
No half points.
I'm going to give this a 7.
Okay.
I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10.
I was really concerned you were going to say 8. So 7, I'll take.
I'll give it a 7. If it had better graphics and Like, if it looked fucking better, and I could deal without the cheesiness and some infused into some of the scenes. How they portrayed Leon, which I didn't really like, and then you have that scene with the fucking truck driver walking in on fire. There's a lot of cheesiness to it, so that docks it. A lot of music is like misplaced and just it looks bad, so that docks it. But I overall had a great time, so because of those docks, it's a 7. It's not an 8, but it is a 7. I'll give this a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I give it a strong 3. I think there's some good things in there. I don't think...
Strong.
I wouldn't say good on you if you literally just... It's like, would we say, wow, Dark Knight 2038 is really original? If they just rewrote The Dark Knight.
Hold on.
And made the Joker a rookie.
That's not...
I don't know.
That's not the same. That's a movie to movie. This is a game to a movie.
It's still the same concept.
No.
Yeah.
No, because we see studios try to grab these game or show adaptations and adapt it in their own way, and they're shit.
I don't think they're bad because they don't adapt them, though. I just think they're bad because they don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
It doesn't mean adapting well.
No, it's both, actually. They do both. Sometimes they don't know what they're doing. Sometimes they know exactly what they're doing. And they know exactly... And they go in and they'll go on interviews and like, yeah, we read the source material. We wanted to do it in our own way. And they spit in the face of the people who watch the shit. And then they're upset. And then we have a movie like Resident Evil where it is accurate. They take it exactly verbatim, which is what fans want. We just want to see how it would look in real life. Adapt it in your own ways.
That's not what I want. I want something good.
Adapt it in your own...
I just want good movies.
Adapt it in your own way, so as long as you don't get sued for like infringement or plagiarism, because while it takes it verbatim, there are a couple things, so that way they can avoid that. But that's what we want. People like you,
people like me that want good stuff.
But
I just want something good.
This movie, I guess, it's not for you.
What was a good adaptation? No, I lied. Let me reverse that. What was a good movie that was a bad adaptation?
A good movie...
Video game.
A good video game that was a bad adaptation?
No, a good video game movie, but was a bad adaptation of the game.
None. We've never had a good video game movie.
My point is, it's not that they're adapting badly. That's also could be a problem. I don't think you should completely spit in the face of fans. Okay. But my thing is, they haven't really tried to make anything good yet.
Let me rephrase. The bad video game adaptations are bad not because they're bad. They're bad because they didn't adapt it well.
See, this is where we fundamentally disagree. I think...
Because you have a different definition of...
I think they're bad because of both.
Yeah, they're bad.
Do whatever you want with the property.
Yeah.
Unless you make Rise of Skywalker, then you should be executed. But everything else...
It is both. But this movie doesn't fall into both. It falls into one. And that's in the...
But I'm saying that is a very minor complaint to me versus the bigger priority to me is make good movie.
It is a good movie for the fans.
I don't think so.
You know, we can look up reviews. I personally looked up reviews, and all people who like Resident Evil, they actually loved it. So it's bad in one of those categories where it is a bad, it looks bad, it is bad, right? But then you have video game adaptation, and it exceeds that. It's good. So therefore, we're in a territory where people who don't know it are not going to like it. People who know the game are going to like it.
I don't know if I fully agree with that. There's definitely some big Resident Evil fans that like quality cinema, and they're like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, no, not every fan is going to like it, but this is definitely, if it was targeted towards anyone, and there was a big-ass list, and you said, choose one that you think is targeted for, I'd pick fans. It's not good, though. You're justified in your 3. I understand. I would rewatch this.
I give it a 3. Not for me. But I went in thinking it was going to be a 1. So,
yeah.
So let's sing the praises where we can.
Yeah.
Much better than I thought it would be.
Thought it was going to be way worse. Way worse.
Yeah. You know what wasn't as good as what I thought it would be? Did I even say that right?
I don't know if you did.
House of Gucci is
House of Gucci.
It's a movie. It's a Ridley Scott movie. The second Ridley Scott movie in the past month.
House of Gucci.
He did Last Duel. We just talked about it.
He did do Last Duel.
We just talked about it. He's pumping out 2 this soon.
I read a comment I woke up to this morning. What was it? Never mind. Continue. I'll think about it.
Okay. Well, I know DJ was very excited for this movie.
Yeah.
Because you spent $600 on a Gucci belt. And I'll never not roast you for it. I don't know if they're going to be able to see that. Why are you showing the audience your dick? It's a little weird. It's a little bizarre.
It was the worst investment I've ever made in my life.
It's okay. I told you we'd stop ripping on you for it, but I had to do it once on camera, so it's documented.
So now it's solidified.
So now it's solidified.
To be fair, and I'm not even kidding, I don't know if you could second this as as evidence, but it's literally my second time wearing it.
Yes.
I've worn this only once. It was on my birthday, and I was like, I don't know why I bought this shit. Mm-hmm. And it's been in my closet ever since. But I was like, you know what? For the House of Gucci movie review, I'll slap it on one last time. Because I'm that ashamed of this purchase.
You could have been like the woman in the movie whose husband got it from a homeless guy for $20.
Which I like that they explored that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was a cool little part of it.
How much did you know about Gucci?
I knew he died. That's about it. I knew you bought the belt. That's where I stand. Assumed it was Italian. That's about it.
Marciano Gucci.
Yeah, I had no idea. Spoiler alert for a real life event that his wife put a hit on him.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well,
that was cool.
The only things I knew going into it was Gucci dies, and Gucci died because of his wife.
Interesting.
Or his ex-wife.
Because I had this cool revelation of, in the beginning of the movie, I'm like, oh, Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, they're so cute, you know? And then, like, halfway through, I'm like, oh, she's kind of a bitch, huh? And then, by the end, she's a cunt. And that's how it goes. See, I use the C word because I called the Queen of England the C word. And I feel like I need to justify, whenever there's somebody that puts a hit out on a loved one, that's going to be the word I use in real life, you know? If it's just a movie character, I won't use the word. But if it's a real person, you know? Which I think is justified here. Is it not? Is it not justified? I won't put DJ on the spot like that.
Hey, you know?
But Olivia told me Lady Gaga refuses to speak to the real woman.
Really?
Yeah. Like, the real woman wanted to meet Lady Gaga. She's like, fuck you, I'm not meeting you. So I feel justified.
Oh, wow.
Because Lady Gaga probably used the same word.
She said, no!
No! She said, bad romance. I ain't doing no.
Romance. Yeah, no. Nope. Okay.
I feel like the movie's fine, but I do kind of like it, I think. I was entertained-ish the whole time. Like Resident Evil, I had to take a dump, and I took the dump. House of Gucci, I had to rip ass and piss for an hour and a half. This is a 2.5 hour movie.
Bro, use the bathroom.
Had to do it for... No, I can't.
Use the restroom.
I don't like missing anything I don't want to miss.
Use the restroom before you go into the booth.
I did. That's the issue.
What's going on?
I have to pee right now, but I'll do it for the podcast.
Don't do it right now.
No, not right now.
I'll do it for the podcast.
I have to piss so bad. And I'll go for another 15, 20 minutes.
You know, I can hold down the camera and the crew while you go use your restroom.
No, it's okay. The crew wants to get home.
Okay.
Know?
We appreciate you, crew.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. You're hard workers right here.
For real.
Interns, because we don't have the money to pay anybody.
Manny.
There he is. Manny's a great guy.
Fucking love Manny.
What a great producer.
Fucking
Adam's
great.
a little mad that Manny has taken his spot for now, but we'll get Adam there.
It's all
so
good.
Yeah.
And then Lizzie's cool. You're cool, Lizzie. You're
Jared
right.
Leto in this movie is a concern.
Jared Leto was great.
We're disagreeing all day.
Jared Leto was great. Yeah. He was great. He was great.
Stand by your argument.
Okay. I want to get something straight because you keep doing this. I'm not reevaluating because you were giving me your opinion.
Okay.
I just want to make that clear.
Well, you said no.
Because I had to think about it.
Okay.
Jared Leto, he wasn't great. He was charismatic. He was great.
Olivia agrees with you.
I thought he was great.
I think the best way to put it is to take a quote that is not my quote. It's from a Letterboxd review.
Okay.
Someone gave House of Gucci 2 stars. Fine. Have your opinion.
2 stars.
I like it way more than that. A bit more than that. But they said, why is Jared Leto's audition for the Mario movie 2.5 hours long? And I said, that is a very valid point to make. What are we... Like, the makeup is incredible, for sure. Because when the posters first came out, it was like, Adam Driver is Gucci. Lady Gaga is Mrs. Gucci. All this Al Pacino is Uncle Gucci. He'll probably yell one time, which he does.
He does, yeah.
And then there was another one that had Jared Leto. And I thought it was a joke. Because everyone says, oh, Jared Leto is like this very method actor, gets into his roles. And I saw that, and I started dying laughing because I was like, this is the funniest thing. Like, who made this? I was like, oh, Ridley Scott made it because it's in the movie. I was like, okay. Could be a good performance. I think the makeup is incredible. It really doesn't look like Jared Leto. We're in the movie. I saw it with my girlfriend Olivia. I was like, that's Jared Leto. And she kept thinking I'm lying to her because I do this thing where I mess with people and I don't change my tone at all. And people like DJ who know me well now will be like, stop fucking with me. And I'm like, I'm not fucking with you in this case.
Stop fucking.
So she thought I was fucking with her. She's like, that's not Jared Leto. Stop telling me. I'm like, it is Jared Leto. She's like, it's not Jared Leto. Get out of the movie. She's like, shut up. I know it was Jared Leto. Okay, stop. Just mad. So I was messing with her, which is okay. Because I don't believe me half the time. Jared Leto, I was really annoyed in this movie. It's like he's playing an SNL character the whole time. And a really bad one. My father dropped the soap in the prison. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But everyone in the movie theater was loving him. I was like, this is as cringe as it gets. You should put this guy in the cringe compilations I watch on YouTube. It's insane.
He was cringy for you?
So, every time he came out, I was like, this motherfucker. What are we doing? And it was such a bad performance to me, or so cringy to me, that when I found out the guy in real life died of poverty, it almost made me chuckle for a split second, because it's so sad. But the Jared Leto performance is so bad that I was like, God, no way. Okay. Crazy. But he's gonna get nominated for an Oscar this year, probably.
See, I thought he was great. Mm-hmm. Thought he was charismatic. Mm-hmm. I thought the way that he was written was funny. I don't know how accurate he is to the actual son of Gucci's
Olivia
uncle.
made that point too, and I also don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate it is, the accuracy in his portrayal of him, but I loved what he brought to the screen. I loved his expression, his passion that you can almost feel for him that he wants to be a part of this business, but he's just like a fucking idiot, or portrayed to be interpreted as an idiot by his family. Now, I wouldn't say he's probably the best character, but I definitely, I wasn't like cringing at his performance. And I wasn't looking too deep into his performance of like, oh, that's Jared Leto. Which is why I think he did it the way he did and looked the way he did, because I kind of got lost in the fact that was Jared Leto. Like, I thought this was just a whole other embodied person. And yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was great.
Okay. What do you think of Gaga?
She had a Russian accent. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't care what anyone says. That was a Russian accent. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching the movie, and I'm like, this chick fucking sounds Russian. Why does she sound Russian? And I finished the movie. I was up late last night, and I was looking up, like, I was like, okay, I can't be the only one that's like, yo, this girl sounds like a Russian fucking girl. And sure enough, I pull up an article on the dialect coach that was coaching Lady Gaga. She struggled with having an Italian accent and always having a Russian accent on. So I was kind of proud of myself for catching that. Her performance is okay. I feel like there could have been more where it was, at least expression wise and emotion wise. But I mean, she does all right. She does cool, you know. I I like Adam Driver's character more than her character, or acting wise. And Adam Driver doesn't even fucking do anything. He's just stoic as fuck.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
He's been the most stoic he's ever been.
He's stoic as shit, and I like his performance more than hers. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I think her character is a bitch, and I just don't like her. But Adam Driver, you got Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't do much, but I liked what he had on screen. I really liked Al Pacino's character. He feels like a fucking grandfather, and he's just like, oh, I'm not doing this shit. And then he has his good old screeching moment, which I thought was a very good and like well performed scene in the audience, because he's like, oh, he finds out that his son sold shares of Gucci, and when it happened, he reads it and he starts yelling and everything. The whole audience like, oh fuck, and I was like, well, okay, well, they liked it, so I liked it. I like the pacing of the movie. I like the interesting soundtrack they chose for a lot of the scenes. I admittedly went to go see this solo. Could not find anyone to go see this with last minute. It was a very last minute thing. And thought for 2.5 hours, I'm going to be bored as hell. I was not bored in the slightest.
That's mine.
Oh.
Yeah, no worries.
I was not bored in the slightest. I felt like it had a really good pacing to it. And, yeah, I overall, I thought it was cool. I thought it was good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think. I feel like I walked out. I was like, I liked it, but I feel like fine on it too.
Yeah,
it's very. I really have to pee. Is my thing. But
I told you I could hold it down.
No, it's okay because Manny's holding it down.
Oh, okay.
I really like nothing in this movie, but I like it.
That didn't. I don't think that made sense.
I don't think it does either.
What?
I enjoyed the moments in the movie. Like I feel like it's weird because for a 2.5 hour movie, I was never bored. I was always interested to see what would happen, but I wasn't like loving what was happening. I was like, this is all kind of just like flowing and it's going. Like it's a movie of moments. Of like
you don't have any
moments.
scenes in particular that you like or that you could point out?
No, I like certain scenes. I don't really like a lot of the scenes.
Okay.
I like when Lady Gaga's talking to the girl he ends up banging, like their moment on the mountain.
Okay.
I like that. I like Lady Gaga's presence. I feel like it was so weird because I feel like coming off of Star is Born, she was so phenomenal in that movie. Did you see it?
Yes.
I thought she was phenomenal in that movie. I was like, damn, who's this Lady Gaga lady? She's pretty talented. No name.
And then here she just is fucking here. Which is why I think I didn't like her character, because I saw her do more.
Yeah,
in A
because
Star
it's
Is
such
Born.
a step down from A Star Is Born. I still think she's a very talented actress, and she's gonna have a great career acting wise. Not like she hasn't made enough fucking money as a singer, but go get your money. I think she's got a huge career still to come as an actress. I just feel like this is probably gonna be her weakest performance she ever does. Still fine, but kind of like how you were saying, the accent was so kind of not great. The audience was really into it when they start fucking in the office.
Okay.
That like they see her thong, and my audience is like, like as if like Lady Gaga's never worn a thong before. It's crazy, and they're fucking.
Yeah.
They fuck in this movie. Nonstop. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Goofy looking Adam Driver really put in some work right there. It was crazy.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I mean, I always like Adam Driver. He was very like, I'm Adam Driver and I'm playing Gucci. I got glasses. It was fine, you know.
Okay.
Al Pacino yells as he always does. Jeremy Irons is pretty solid, but he's barely in the movie. He's barely over there.
That's another thing that I commend them, like at least for how they wrote it. Again, I don't know how accurate it is to real life, but Adam Driver, I'm calling him Adam Driver. Adam Driver's character, whenever Lady Gaga's like acting out, he never really like lashes out on her up until the very ending, and is very calm, and it's like, I want to end this. And so in those scenes when he's like, what are you doing? Or like, what game are you playing? And it's like building up. He never does anything to rebuttal or like to defend himself against her. And so it's just a build up until finally it's like, yeah, I want you to leave. And I appreciate that because it shows how calm and steady-minded his character is instead of lashing out on her, and then like the tension is just broken because we've gotten this full like breakout moment of between them. So I like that. I like that too. That they were kind of building all that up, and they never really have it. Oh no, yeah they do. He fucking
throws her against the wall.
Yeah, they do. So he finally he finally broke. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He got a little mad for a bit.
And I never felt like there was really a dull moment, really. It was all steady. Everything that was told was of importance. I thought we weren't going to get their relationship till like halfway through the movie, which you kind of do. Not really halfway, but it's so long justified to be so. We don't get it till like maybe an hour in where they're finally getting married. So I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did.
I've come in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but I don't like absolutely love it.
Same here.
Like if someone said you want to rewatch it,
nah,
I would probably.
Okay.
I'd probably rewatch it if it's with the right person. But other than that, like the rewatchability is a very linear plot.
The whole time I was watching, I was like, I feel like there's a better movie in here. Even though Ridley Scott's a very talented dude, I feel like if you gave this same cast and same script to Martin Scorsese, it's a way better movie.
Yes.
Then we're talking like a top 5 of the year movie.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, like, I just feel like Scorsese would have gotten a better accent out of Gaga, a better performance. Just the style of it would have flowed a little bit better. Like when Gucci dies in this movie, it's like it becomes slow mo and it's kind of like cheesy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I would have cut that differently. I would have made it quicker and made it more dramatic, like more shock factor as opposed to making it slow down and be cheesy like that. I don't know. There was just a lot of directional choices where I was like, I feel like you let someone else direct. Even though Scott's talented, it'd be better.
Yeah, that slow-mo scene, that was interesting. Because when it happened, I didn't really think too much of it. And I kind of liked it. But now that we're bringing it up, we could talk about that. Because they do slow it down. And the audio is in real time, but the visuals is slowed down. And so I think maybe what he was going for was like how simple it was just to fucking just pull the trigger and the bullet goes in and he just dies. But it could have been done in a more cinematically dramatic way. But I like that everything was like in one frame. And you see how quick it is. And it's slowed down.
But is it that quick if it's slowed down?
Yeah, which is why it's slowed down, because it's that quick.
I'd prefer too quick.
Too quick.
I like too quick.
You prefer the Gucci camera cut to gun, camera cut to person,
doesn't have to cut that much.
And then they look down, the camera pans back up, and they get another shot, and they die, and then camera cuts to them leaving.
No, did you see Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
I like how people die in that at the very end. Spoiler.
Spoiler. Yeah. Very good movie.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Like off screen?
Not off screen. At the very end.
Oh, okay.
I like it when movies do it like that.
Okay.
Don't linger, and you can linger on in a different way.
Which is very Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, very Scorsese. Very, very.
Fucking dip.
I like that.
All right.
But that's personal preference.
No, yeah. It's all about style. And Martin Scorsese, if he took this on, no offense to Ridley Scott, great director. But yeah, he would have probably done something a bit better because it's in his world. Yeah. In his territory.
It feels like his style. It feels like a movie he could direct the shit out.
Definitely.
Like the costumes. I really want that fucking sweater.
Love the suits. I love dressing up.
See, he's a suit guy. I'm like a sweater. Give me cozy Adam Driver.
I love dressing up. For these, I don't. But for this movie, I was like, oh, I get to finally dress up. I love the suits and the ties and like all of that. So that was all cool. The costuming was really good on this. Mm-hmm. That was really good. And then they have the brother. So who was making the duplicates of Gucci? It was just random people because I thought it was the brother at one point.
I guess it was. I thought
the cousin.
I thought Pacino implied that they were kind of making some of them too or something.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. But I don't know.
That whole middle part, and then when the cousin put like a trademark war or something, like a turf war or something like that on them, that whole part I didn't quite follow and understand fully. So I interpreted it as that dude, Jared Leto, was making those because he wasn't getting accepted to the family.
Well, no, that he got fucked over because he thought he was working under Gucci.
Yeah.
But something with the copyright and legality, he wasn't. So they said, oh, he's saying he's making Gucci even though he's not making Gucci.
Okay.
You know, he wasn't like legally on paper allowed to do that.
Okay.
From what I gather. But yeah, it's a solid, fun one-time watch for me.
Okay. Yeah.
It didn't feel like 2.5 hours. It felt like it moved well, which is not something you could say for every 2.5 hour movie these days. So, and since I felt like I've had to pee for 2.5 hours now, I'm gonna say I would give Gucci a 6 out of 10. Solid, fine, good time. Would never watch again, but it's a good time. It's got good stuff in there.
I'm gonna give this a 7.
Okay.
7 out of 10. 7 out of 10's all around for today.
For Gucci and Raccoon City.
Raccoon City. This one, Raccoon City, I just knocked it back from perfect and gave it the negatives. This one, House of Gucci builds up towards that 7. And the performances are great, but there's nothing like crazy. Performances are good. I mean, the whole movie is you following Adam Driver's character, who's a very stoic character, so you're not getting anything performance-wise. The cinematography's okay. It's nothing too crazy as well. Soundtrack was really good. The storytelling and the dialogue and exchange between the characters are very good. I really liked as well. And other than that, it's a very start-to-finish type of movie. So for rewatchability purposes, for me, it's very bare minimum. So for that, I give it 7 out of 10.
Okay.
My
bladder is about to explode.
You just want to go.
So DJ, where could the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at D'Angelo Rucker. Taking my time because he has to piss. And my YouTube is D Shots.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's it. Facebook, D'Angelo Rucker. Apostrophe between the D and the A. You know.
Chase is Arian on Instagram. Chill with Chase on Twitter and YouTube. Comeback is happening, so don't even subscribe to that YouTube channel yet. It's happening. Hate to rush the outro, but my God. See, I like this podcast. I'm holding my dick right now. It's very uncomfortable. I like this podcast more than Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City, you know? I place it in high regard.
Okay. That's fair.
And
you have any last thoughts you want to say?
I got a ton of last thoughts. Yeah, I'm about to explode. I feel like this is how people get cancer. I think I should really let loose. We got more episodes coming.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good amount in December, and then January we're going to have like a set schedule of like, this is the Film Bros podcast plan.
Spider-Man's in 2 weeks.
It is. Can't fucking wait. Did you get your tickets? Not a lot of people did. I really got to fucking pee. So.
Hey, wait. Hey, one more thing.
Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing. The way that you know, go about it. What do you think?
Go about what?
When you talk about it.
Talk about what?
When you grab,
pissing?
No, when you grab like the what's it called?